Hey, welcome back to Power of the Programmer. This is section 4.6, and in this section we're going to be doing some analysis on our data. So if you're following along, so far we've covered CSVs, the big picture, reading files, and now we are going to be processing our data. We've done a little organizing. So if you're following along, you can open up section 4, sales.py. And this is the file I am referencing off of. So in the previous section, we split up our data into separate sections, and in this section, I would like to continue on with our previous example and finding the sales per item in different states. So over here, you can see we already split up all our data. So if we print it out, we can see the state and the channel. So let's go into our terminal and print this out. And here we can see that the states and the channels are listed. So going back to the chart, we can see that data pipelining is really a 7-step process, and so far we've finished cleaning, so we're about to get to the analyze stage. To make sure all our data is clean, by cleaning it means just like make everything uniform and congruent. As you can see here, if we want to find the objective, which is objective finding the number of sales per channel per state, we know that to get there we would have to split up the states and then find the channels in each state and then count the channels per state. So to perform this objective of finding the number of sales per channel per state, we would have to make our data more uniform, and that's all part of the cleaning process. So as you can see here, there's a couple different ways our data is laid out. We have the lowercase 2 letter, the uppercase 2 letter, the full name, and a couple out of country errors, such as Tokyo, which is somewhere in here. I saw it, and also a couple blank ones, Tokyo right here. So as you can see, we need to clean up this data. So the easiest way to do this, in my experience, is to find the one that occurs the most and then figure out a way to uniform the rest. So as you can see here, most of this data is in uppercase 2 letters. So we can go ahead and match that format. Another option is to lowercase it. I personally prefer lowercasing it, but this is all up to personal preference. So let's go ahead and start working on this objective. First steps first is probably create a function to make this code a little cleaner. Find sales per state, per channel. So now it takes 2 variables, the channel and the state. So let's pass it for now, and let's call this function to make sure everything is set up. Sublime Text has a nice feature where it will autocomplete for you, so you can go ahead and do channel and state. So now we have the channel and states called in. So before we do this, it's good to clean all your data in the function before it, so everything passed in is ready to go. This is just it's good practice because you don't want that function doing that kind of work. So let's go ahead and clean this data. This is a consequence of scrambled sales data. For example, if you're pulling together from multiple sources, like if you're grabbing in from Etsy, Amazon, eBay, Shopify, then they have different formats for doing everything. So putting it all into one uniform format for your system, for data processing, is a good way of getting insights. And something that this insight would be good for would be knowing where to devote advertising if a certain state has a majority of more sales, then it makes more sense to devote more advertising there because it's a hot market and you're already getting established, and lower advertising for certain channels in certain states. So let's go ahead and clean this data to start out with. So for state, this is a for loop in state. we want to, since we're going to be indexing and overwriting it, it makes more sense to use a range. So the I in range of length 0 to state. So now let's go ahead and clean this up. So first steps first, we need to lowercase everything. So let's go ahead and use the string functions. There is actually an easy way to do lower because of libraries in Python. A lot of times stuff is already written, so it doesn't make sense reinventing the wheel. So first steps first would be like, is there a lower function for strings in Python? And looks like there is. So we can use a lower function to lowercase these states. And to follow along, you can see the outcome of this, which is if we're overriding every state in this for loop by the lowercase, we can go ahead and print these states afterwards, and everything should be lowercase. So sales.py, and it looks like that is true. All the states are lowercase. So now that we have everything lowercase, we want to filter out the states with more than 2 letters, because those are the ones that are weird. So to clean that data, we have from glance, Ohio, Louisiana, California, Tennessee, New York, and Washington. So let's filter it out with the conditional. If the state I, the length of state I is greater than 2, then let's just print it out for now to see if those are all the ones that are true. So then we can take out this next line and run this, and we see the list of all of them, which is California, Ohio, New York, Louisiana, CDMX, New York, Washington, Tennessee, and Tokyo. I don't actually know what CDMX is. Interesting, we should look that up later. So now we have a list of all of them, and now we have to figure out how to shorten them. So now that we have a filter for the ones that are longer, we can go ahead and start doing more conditionals. Remember, conditionals are blocks of code that run if a certain condition is met. So we can check if state I is equal to California. Let's start shortening these. Let's set state I equal to CA. Else if, remember, else if is basically saying like otherwise, check another conditional, and it works better than a else statement in this example, because the else statement would always run, and that might not be necessarily what we want. Also, for like putting a bunch of conditionals next to each other like this, basically like a big decision trees, like for example, if you are running to the store and the store doesn't have what you need, if you're trying to pick up groceries and you're looking for a ribeye steak, and you go to the grocery store one, like Walmart, and they don't have it, I don't know who would pick up a steak from Walmart, but it's something that people do, I guess. So if they don't have what you need, then you go to the next store. If the next store doesn't have what you need, then you go to the next store. What's the abbreviation for Louisiana? LA. Oh, like Los Angeles. It's funny. That's where I'm from. So I'm from Florida, but I live out in Los Angeles. So now that we have this, we have Washington, which I know is state I is WA, and then LF, state I is Tennessee, state I is TN, and then otherwise, let's just leave it blank, and that will signal to us that this is an out-of-country one. So now we can run this program and see if it worked, and ideally everything should be lowercase and 2 letters. So brief glance, it looks like that is true. Another way we can double check this is we can run this one more time. So we can copy this and say like if the length of the state is greater than 2, then we should print high alert. I don't know. High alert. There we go. So it doesn't work. So that means that everything is lowercase. which is good. Now it's ready for processing. And this is very important, especially when you have data coming from multiple sources. You want to make everything uniform because you might have issues with your processing if you don't, because every system interprets different things differently. Some systems might use 2 lines for address. Some systems might put the first name and last name together. Some systems might put the first name, last name separately. And this is all valuable data. Sales data is sales data, but it's the system and how they process it that makes it different. So basically in the data pipeline, in the finding stage, you might be getting it from 4 or 5 different sources, but then you want to get it. This part is where your business comes in. This is where your business lays. And from all those different sources coming in, you want to basically make your business sort of like a one-stop shop where like you can do all your processing together. So like if you had a couple systems here, and then imagine you're getting it from like sources like Etsy. This program's not liking me today. There we go. So if you're getting it from like sources like Etsy, getting it from sources like Amazon and eBay, then you would want them all to come in, because all of these are paying customers in the end. So a sale is a sale, is a sale, is a sale. As long as they all come in, it's valuable data to put together for your targeting, remarketing, and Rolodex for your business. So now that we have this information, we cleaned it up, it's in this clean stage, we're done, we're working on this. It's now we can start doing the analysis stage since all the data is cleaned. So now we can go to our analysis function, and our like what we do before, it's good to have the objective and figure out the steps to get there. So the objective is find the number of sales per channel per state. So to do that, we should split up the states. We should find the channels in each state, and then we should count the channels per state. So we already have the states figured out. So a good data structure for this would be the dictionary, because every state is unique. There's no 2 Californias, there's no 2 Washingtons, there's only one of each. So we can use a dictionary for states and set it equal to a dictionary, and then run through these states